Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome to another episode of my road to profitability. So today is actually Friday. Yeah, I haven't shot any clip the entire week, but this week I'm definitely gonna shoot a video. So this week's video is gonna be a little bit different. So I'm just gonna give you guys like a rundown of how my week was, the trades I took, what happened during the trades, and what I do while I'm not in a when I'm in a trade or when I'm not in a trade while I'm off the charts. So this week, I was working Monday to Thursday. Yeah, today Friday I'm free. Actually, I wanted to do something, but I was just like, I might just stay home and do some cleanup, and all of that good stuff. But yeah, bruh, this week I took two trades this week. Two trades, two stop losses. I mean, the most important thing is, according to my law, according to my trading plan, if I take two stop losses, I stop trading for that week. And I have stopped trading for this week. That's why you see today is Friday. I've been on the markets. I've seen one or two opportunities. I saw a long on NZD USD, but should I have taken it? I could have because it played out, but I didn't want to risk it because if I take the trade and the trade goes to TP, I'm going to be rewarding an action which I do not want to reward. You should only reward actions which you want to see more of. So going against my trading plan isn't an action I want to see more of. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna see you guys on the chat. Yo guys, how you guys doing? It's nice to see you guys again. This week, like I earlier said, the video is gonna be a little bit different. I'm just gonna give you guys a recap of how my week was because I didn't really film my entire week this week. I just followed on my trades. I was kind of occupied with some one or two things, especially with work. I was working the entire week, so I didn't really have opportunities to film. So, so this week, last or should I say, I had two trades. So if you watched my last episode, you would remember I had mentioned there were two trades. Last week, I took one trade. I had three setups, but I took one trade. There was two other trades which the setups hadn't played out yet. So yeah, they did play out this week, and I'm gonna show you guys how they ended up. So the first one that we have here is on Euro USD. I had this set up on Euro USD, which I was looking at on the 30 minutes. I had been looking at this setup on the 30 minutes, but yeah, I chop SL. I had a stop loss on this trade. So I had this zone which I was waiting for. Price initially came here. Price came down, came to this zone, tapped in the FVJ, gave a little push up, then came back, tapped me in, gave another push up. I was thinking, okay, yeah, we're in some good profits. And eventually price came and took me out at my stop loss down at this level and kept dumping. So apparently the sellers were still in the market. So yeah, so I took a loss on this trade on Euro USD. And I mean, then after I took the loss, I think what day was this? This was Tuesday. So it initiated on Tuesday. Then I took the loss on Thursday. So it eventually came back and took out my stop loss on Thursday. And guess what? On that same Thursday, I saw this other setup here. I saw this other setup. It was like going with the trend, but initially I didn't take this setup on Thursday. Why? Because I was really looking bullish. If I wanted to switch from bull from this to that, I said to myself, isn't that revenge trading? So I stayed out. And yeah, this one played out. The reason I didn't take this trade is because I don't want to reward behaviors which I do not want to see more of. You understand? Like I don't want to see more of revenge trading, more of getting emotional. So that is why I did not take the setup. And it was also against my rules. I had taken two losses in this week. When I take two losses in a week, I don't trade anymore. Because my rule states two trades per week, maximum three. But after two losses, I don't take any more trades. But if I take two wins or one loss and one win, then I can enter one more trade if I see a clean and clear setup. But if I take my first trade, it's a win, and the second trade is a loss, depending on how the losses and depending on what the market shows me, I could enter another trade, I could enter another setup if I find one, but most likely I wouldn't because when I'm losing, I like to cut my losses, and when I'm winning, I like to double down and win more. You understand? If you know, best trader wins. So yeah, I had this trade on Euro USD. I took an SL on this trade. I had about 1.5% of my 25k account. My 25k account, actually, I'm left with just one trade inside before it blows. Unfortunately, for now, I can't really show you guys the account because I'm actually using my phone to record. So it's not possible for me to use my phone and record and still show you guys the stuff. And I'm not so good at editing where I can take videos, paste it here, do this, but I'm learning. I'm still quite new at this stuff, but along the line I'll get better. And I'm also looking to get a DJI Pocket 3 in the coming weeks. So yeah, when I get that, I'm gonna be more transparent with you guys. So, and the second trade was actually this on Euro GBP. So this one as well was also on Tuesday. So actually, both of my trades initiated on Tuesday. Good thing it also goes with my luck because I don't trade on Monday. So this trade actually taps me in, bam, straight to my stop loss because my stop loss was somewhere around here. So this was initially the trade, and my entry was here. My TP was somewhere around here, and my stop loss was around here. So the trade took me a 1:3, 1:4. So the trade took me out, and ever since then the market has been bullish. And yeah, I saw this other setup on Friday. Maybe I will take it depending on how the market opens, but I don't really like trading on Monday, so it's very unlikely that I'm gonna take this trade. So I'm just gonna let the market play out on Monday, and then on Tuesday I will come and look at the structure and look at what I'm looking towards here. So, what did I learn in this trade? One thing I learned is that no matter how clean your setup is, you can see like on this trade, this bearish setup looked very clean, very promising. If I had put my stop loss at this level, would have still been taken out. So no matter how clean your setup is, no matter how good your edge looks, there is always the possibility to lose. That is why risk management is very important. Imagine I didn't manage my risk, I would have already blown my account. And right now, although yeah, I'm about to blow the account with one more trade because the last 3 weeks I've been on a losing streak. It's not been easy, guys. I've been on a very, very dangerous losing streak, but it's part of the game. If you've been trading for some time, you understand that it's part of the game. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically it. That's basically everything for this week, the last week of July. Trading this July actually hasn't been so bad because I've had good trades, I've had bad trades, but for some reason, I've been on a losing streak. I think it comes down to my decision making because I've seen clean setups and I've seen clean setups. Yeah, most of my setups that I take, they always have to have my confluences. But when it comes to decision making, these last 2, 3 weeks, on this my 25k account, if I have trade A and trade B, let's say for example I take trade B for some reason goes to SL, and trade A goes to take profit. How crazy. How crazy. But I mean it's part of the game. In business you always make losses. It's the school fees for learning and getting better in trading, if as some would say. So, how was your trading week this week? This you guys in drop a comment in the comment section, and I would respond. If did you make losses this week? Did you win? Did you have a different bias on the market and stuff like that? You know, yeah. So, uh, trading isn't easy, guys. At times, like when I'm at work, this week actually, while I'm at work, I haven't really been looking at the charts. I just go to work, switch off my phone the entire day. While I'm on break, I just listen to some books, some audio books, trading in the zone, and the best loser wins. But I don't really go online because I don't really, since I'm on a losing streak, I try to avoid at the markets too much because the more you look at the markets, the more it affects your psychology, especially during a losing streak. So that's why when I'm in a losing streak, I try to stay away from the market as much as possible. Yeah, this weekend, I mean, this week This weekend I really don't have much to do. I might just go out, hang out with my guys, go to the city. There's actually a festival in my city here by the lake, a very, very big festival. So I might go there. Maybe I might give you guys some one or two clips from there after this. And on Sunday, we'll be going to church, and yeah, so that's basically how my week has been. So, anyways, guys, it was nice having you here. Don't forget, my name is Trader Serge. I'm a trader on my way to profitability. I'm from Cameroon. I speak Pidgin actually. I speak English, French, German, and Pidgin. Don't mind that I speak only English here. Mm, if you would like to connect, if you would like to anything, just drop a comment, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I would always do my best to respond, to interact in any way possible I can. If you have any advice, any criticism, I welcome criticisms as well because we only learn from criticism. If there are no criticisms, how do you learn? Because criticism is just feedback. The same way I saw these losses. I think, yeah, because the reason, I think, looking back at my results for this week and the last 3 weeks, I think psychology has also been something which has troubled me this past 2, 3 weeks in trading. That's why I recently began listening to Trading in the Zone again. I've read the book a couple of times. I read Best Loser Wins a couple of times, 48 Laws of Power a couple of times, The Laws of Human Nature a couple of times. But I've decided to go through them again, which I'm going through them. I'm actually already done with Trading in the Zone. It's actually a very short book. When you listen to it, take notes, jot things down. I always listen to it in perspective, like, okay, so this is what it's talking about. How does that relate to me? How was I susceptible to this, and that? That's how I learn. Everybody has a different way of learning. So yeah, I think the main thing which has been weighing me down, which caused this losing streak, I think it started with psychology. I'm not talking about this setup, but say like 2 weeks ago, it started with psychology. I've been having some one or two issues which have been troubling me. I can't really mention that here. It's stuff from my private life. But yeah, I think that played a role in giving me this losing, especially when came to my decision making. Because remember, I said I'll have two setups, and I'll pick one and leave the other one. And for some reason, the one which I'll pick would lose. Not saying I'm not supposed to lose, but you know, it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. But in the long run, that's what matters. The results over a long period of time. And I mean, even the best traders have losing streaks. Even my mentors, from time to time, they also have losing streaks. They too also lose money from time to time. So I'm not really bothered. The most important thing is I'm going according to my rules, my risk management, all my conference. I wait for my conferences, and yeah, I mean, and while I'm in a trade, I try not to think about it too much, and I try not to react emotionally. Maybe, oh, I'm making profits now. Should I break even? Should I this? Should I this? Should I that? Now, I always try my best not to fall susceptible to those errors. Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna see you guys later. Right now, I'm about to step out and go to the city. I was gonna say I love you guys, but I don't really know you guys, and that shit sounds cringe as fuck. But you guys have a good one, have a wonderful weekend, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace and love. Stay blessed. qu'est-ce que je fais?